In this video, we are going to see mining complex types of data. A lot of research and development is happening in this particular area nowadays. So we can divide the mining complex types of data into mining sequence data, mining graphs and networks, and mining other kinds of data. So first we will see what is the role of mining sequence data. So sequence data it can be a time series data, it can be a symbolic sequence, or it can be a biological sequence data. So mining sequence data, the two time series data. So actually, we know that a sequence is an ordered list of events. So sequence can be categorized into, we can categorize sequence into three groups. It can be a time series data, or it can be a symbolic sequence data, or it can be a biological sequence data. So we'll see one by one. So in the case of time series data means the sequence data consisting of a long sequence of numerical data recorded at equal time intervals. It can be recorded per minute, per hour, or per day, like that. So time series data can be generated by many natural and economic processes such as stock market, scientific, medical areas, etc. Now symbolic sequence data means it consisting of a long sequence of events, or we can call it as a nominal data, which typically are not observed by equal time intervals. So for many such sequences, gaps do not matter much, but examples include customer shopping sequences, the web clicks that we are doing, or a sequence of events in science and engineering, etc. Now, biological sequence include DNA and protein sequences, etc. Now, we'll see one by one. So, first we are going to see about time series, how we can get the similarity search in a time series data. A time series data set consisting of a sequence of numerical values which we are getting in a repeated measurements of time. We can collect it within an hour, within minute, within second, etc. So similarity search finds a data sequence that differ only slightly from the given query sequence. Many time series similarity queries require subsequence matching, that is finding a set of sequences that contain subsequences that are similar to given query sequence. So for similarity search, we need to first perform the data or dimensionality reduction and transformation of time series data. So we can take different kinds of dimensionality reduction techniques that we had seen in the previous modules, like discrete Fourier transform, discrete wavelet transform, singular wave decomposition, etc. So first we need to convert the time series data. We need to reduce the dimensions. We need to transform into the required format. So then only we can check for the similarity searches in the time series data. So recently researchers have proposed transforming time series data into piecewise aggregate approximations so that the data can be viewed as a sequence or symbolic representations. So the problem of similarity search is then transformed into one of the matching subsequences in symbolic sequence data. Now we'll see regression and trend analysis in time series data. So what do you mean by regression? Regression analysis means it's a statistical process for finding the relationship between a dependent variable and one or more independent variable. So some kind of regression analysis and trend analysis we can apply on this time series data. So we can apply different kinds of trend analysis, such as long-term movement, cyclic movements, seasonal variations, random movements, etc. So these kind of processes we can apply on a time series data. Now another thing that we can do with the time series data is sequential pattern mining in symbolic sequences. So what do you mean by symbolic sequence? A symbolic sequence consisting of an ordered set of elements or events recorded with or without a concrete notion of time. So there are many applications involving data of symbolic sequences such as customer shopping sequences, again web click streams, program execution sequences, biological sequences, etc. So a sequential pattern mining has focused extensively on mining symbolic sequences. So we can have different methods in so sequential pattern mining in symbolic sequences, we can adopt a GSP, prefix span, constraint based sequential pattern mining, etc. So sequence classification. Sequence classification methods we can organize into three categories: feature based, sequence distance based, and model based. Feature based classification transforms a sequence into a feature vector and then applies conventional classification methods. And sequence distance based classification, the distance function that measures the similarity between the sequence and determines the quality of the classification significantly. And model based classification uses some kind of hidden Markov model or other statistical model to classify the sequences. Now, alignment of biological sequences. So biological sequence analysis compares, aligns, indexes, and analysis of biological sequences, and this it plays a crucial role in bioinformatics and in biology field. So we can tell that an alignment is the process of lining up the sequences to achieve a maximal identity level, which also expresses the degree of similarity between sequences. So if the number of sequences to be aligned is exactly 2, then we can call the problem as a pairwise sequence alignment. Otherwise, we can call it as a multiple sequence alignment. We can move to mining graphs and networks. So what do you mean by graph pattern mining? Actually, graph pattern mining is the mining of a frequent subgraph in one or a set of graphs. So we need to find out the subgraphs for the similarity checking. So methods of mining graph patterns can be categorized into a priori based techniques or FP growth approaches that you studied in the earlier modules. So also we can mine a set of closed graphs where a graph G is closed if there exists no proper supergraphs that carries the same support count as G. There are many variant graph patterns, including approximate frequent graphs, coherent graphs, and dense graphs, etc. So some user-defined constraints can be pushed deep into graph pattern mining process to improve the mining efficiency. Graph pattern mining has many applications. For example, it can be used to generate compact and effective graph index structures based on the concept of frequent and discriminative graph patterns. Similarly, approximate structure similarity search can be achieved by exploring graph index structures and multiple graph features. So classification of graphs can also be performed effectively using frequent and discriminative subgraph features. Now, statistical modeling of networks. So as we know, a network consisting of a set of nodes, each corresponding to an object associated with a set of properties and a set of edges, or we will call it as a links connecting those nodes, representing a relationship between the object. So a network is homogeneous if all the nodes and links are of the same type, such as for example, a friend network, a co-author network, a web page network, etc. A network is heterogeneous if the node and the links are of different types, such as publication network, so linking together the authors, conferences, papers, and contents, etc. And a healthcare network where it includes doctors, nurses, patients, diseases, etc. So researchers have proposed multiple statistical models for modeling homogeneous network. The most well-known models are the random graph models. So also social network exhibit a certain evolutionary characteristics. They tend to follow the densification power law, which states the network becomes increasingly dense over the time, etc. Now we'll see clustering and classification of excuse me, clustering and classification of graphs and homogeneous networks. So we know that cluster analysis methods have been developed on larger networks to uncover network structures, discover hidden community hubs and outliers based on network topological structure and their associated properties. So various kinds of network clustering methods have been developed and can be categorized as either partitioning, hierarchical or density based algorithms. So we can make use of any of these clustering techniques, partitioning technique, hierarchical technique or density based techniques. Supervised, similarly when we are coming to classification, supervised classification and semi-supervised classification of networks are recent topics in data mining research community. Now, clustering, ranking, and classification of heterogeneous networks. So, as we told, a heterogeneous network contains interconnected nodes and links of different types. So, such interconnected structures contain rich information which can be used to mutually enhance nodes and links and propagate the knowledge from one type to another type. So clustering may help to consolidate it like this high ranking of objects links dedicated to cluster. So such mutual enhancement of ranking and clustering prompted the development of an algorithm called as rank close. So we can make use of that kind of algorithms in these areas. Now, role discovery and link prediction in information networks. So, to discover hidden roles or relationship, experts can specify constraints based on their background knowledge. So, enforcing such constraints may help cross-checking and validation in large interconnected networks. So, information redundancy in a network can often be used to help weed out objects links that do not follow such constraints. Similarly, link prediction can be performed based on the assessment of the ranking of the expected relationship among the candidates, nodes, or links. So we can call it as a path predict. Now, similarity search and overlap in information networks. So we can make use of online analytical processing. So similarity search is a primitive operation in database and web search engines. A heterogeneous information network consisting of multi-typed interconnected objects. Examples include bibliographic network, social media network, where two objects are considered similar if they are linked in a similar way with multi-typed objects. So by organizing the network based on the notion of similarity and clusters, we can generate multiple hierarchies within a network. So online analytical processing can then performed on this. For example, we can do the drill down operation, dice operation, roll up operations, etc. Information network based on their different levels and levels of abstraction, different angles of views. So OLAP operations may generate multiple interrelated networks. Evolution of social and information networks. Networks are dynamic and constantly evolving. So detecting evolving communities and evolving regularities or anomalies in homogeneous or heterogeneous network can help people better understand the structural evolution of network and predict trends and irregularities involving the network. For homogeneous networks, the evolving communities discovered are subnetworks consisting of objects of the same type, such as a set of friends or co-authors. For heterogeneous networks, the communities discovered are subnetworks consisting of objects of different types, such as connected set of papers, authors, venues, and terms, from which we can also derive a set of evolving object for each type, like evolving authors and themes.